Well, I've lost it then because I am beyond nervous right now. I forgot the words. I forgot the intros.
Ahoy, boy, mateys.
I mean, I have the script right here in front of me, but I'm so scared. I got the butterflies in the tummy. All right, I'm gonna do it for real, for real.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm your secondary co-host, Decipher.
I'm
And
gonna get
here
there.
with me is leading host.
I got the jitters, but I'm going through it. All right. Whew, let's do it. All right. Um, Going live in 5, 4, 3. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, hold on. I got it. 3, 2, 1. Ahoy, Malloy, mateys. Welcome back to Talking in Teacups, the serious topic show with not so serious people. I'm your host, Decipher, and joined alongside me is your co-host. What did we refer to you as? Elbow macaroni.
Um, I don't like that you refer to me as a co-host because I was the host. You're the co-host.
And joined alongside is our host, air quotes, Elbow Macaroni. You
Ahoy,
sticking with that?
Malloy.
He's sticking with that. Oi, Malloy.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with
All
it.
right.
As long as you said I was the host.
It's good. Well, it's good to be here with you today.
That's true.
And if you didn't know, this is a variety podcast show. So we talk about different topics each week. And let's start off with where you can find this podcast. You can see us live here on YouTube once a week, typically Sundays, typically around this time ish. It's usually 8. I think it's going to be later just because now we've grown, and we'll get to that. We'll talk about what's happened since our last episode in 20, who knows. And you can also find us on stream or on Twitch. I meant to say you can find us on Twitch. You can find us on Twitch at Decipher003 and YouTube Cypherspace Gaming. And you can also follow the show or everything on the channel on what is it called, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at Cypherspace Gaming. And if you want to support the channel, because we know people need to support us because they just need us in their lives to bring joy, you can go to patreon.com/cypherspitgaming. And if you can't do that, that's okay. You can watch this. Oh, I've read this thing backwards. You can watch it for free on YouTube. You just keep going. Up next, we have a baker's dozen. That's just a news roundup of last week's biggest story. Big story numero uno. Let's talk Jonathan Majors. Do you know what happened with Jonathan Majors?
That was last week.
That was last week today. So we're going to just talk about the biggest stories. Well, first of all, I guess the biggest story is we're back. Where have we been? Where have we been?
Man, I'll tell you where I've been. I was in New York in a hotel room with Jonathan Majors and some girl. And let me tell you, things got out of hand.
I have to ask a question because there's going to be viewers at home that want to know the answer to this question. You ready for this question?
Nothing much for me. Oh, wait. Sorry, go ahead. What were
You
you saying?
ready for this question?
I think I am.
Was the girl white?
She was some kind of Puerto Rican. She was
Oh,
some kind of Puerto Rican, Lisa.
god damn. Those are the ones that get you in trouble. Johnny, Johnny,
Yep.
Johnny. Johnny boy, we here for you. All the black brothers of the MCU are here for you. Well, I've been having a baby. That's where I've been. So I've been just having a baby. I held that baby for 9 months and then I had the baby. So now I have a little mini me running around here. Just not running. Can't even run yet. Just trying to figure out like crawl, not even crawling. Little mini me thinks that they can walk, but they can't. They haven't even attempted to crawl. You put them on their face side, they just go the other way around, just roll on their back like a turtle. I'm like, what are you doing? You gotta crawl before you can walk, but they just want to walk. That's what I've been dealing with.
He just sounds like me early in the morning.
Yeah. But we're back, folks, and as you can see, the channel has restarted itself. I got the live subscriber count in the top left corner. We are currently at 8,732 subscribers. You know, you could be that 8,733rd subscriber if you just hit that subscribe button. Next news story. Let's talk about Resident Evil. Do you like scary games?
Do I like scary
Yeah,
games?
do you like scary games?
Um, Sometimes. I mean, it depends on the game.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I hate scary games because I'm a big old scaredy cat. Scary games scare me. They're terrifying. But
Scary
here's
games scare you?
scary games scare the ever loving crap out of me.
Well, then they did their job, right? That means it's a good game if you're scared.
Exactly. So there's a game series that I like called Resident Evil, and they're just terrifying as hell. And the most recent Resident Evil to drop is called Resident Evil 4 Remake. And in this game, it's a single player game. Did you know that? No multiplayer at all.
I thought it was two player.
Um, no, that's 5 and 6. So yeah, single player game,
Okay.
no multiplayer at all, no online play. And let me tell you something. The reviews came out, they loved it, praised it. Graphics good, scares good, controls good. Because that was one thing that they weren't sure about. Because Resident Evil 4 revolutionized the game with that over-the-shoulder camera. That might have been the first video game ever to use an over-the-shoulder camera. Then Uncharted came and showed them how to really get cinematic. So everything sounds good, but here's the rub. Here's what went wrong. 30 days later, after the game got its reviews, all the good praises that it got, you know what that game went and did? You know what it turned around and went and did? They snuck in some microtransactions. And no, I am not saying the wrong word. I don't mean DLC expansions like, oh, it's just some new skins. No. They snuck in microtransactions. Now this game has the ability for you to upgrade your guns when you're doing the mercenary mode. So the mercenary mode just allows you to replay levels from the game. That's all. You play them, and your objective is to beat that level quick, get as many headshots as you can. Then you keep replaying it, and you upgrade your weapons to get better and better weapons. What that deal or what that microtransaction does, it allows you to quickly upgrade your guns, so you don't even got to play it. So what is the point of it? Because you got to keep buying it, because there's different guns. It's pistol, shotgun, minigun, all the other blah blah blah. It's just a cash grab. How you feel about that? How do you feel about that cash grab?
Well, I feel like everybody has their own, a certain set of skills. Some people go to work. Some people play the game. If you're going to work too much and you don't have time to play the game, then I don't find anything wrong with paying to win. Especially for me, I suck at video games, but I do have money, so I would rather pay to win. So that's my thoughts on it.
Okay, let me pose a question to you. Say you're playing an RPG. Let's call it the RPG to end all RPGs. You level 1, and they got a DLC that you could buy, a microtransaction for $60. I'm pricing that thing high.
Damn, that's a macro transaction.
Right.
That's not a micro transaction.
Right, and you buy it, and guess what it does? It takes your character from level 1 to level 50. Are you gonna buy it? You gonna buy it?
Do I get to compete against other players?
Nope. Single player RPG.
Oh, single player. Oh, if it's single player, it's no point. I mean, but some people are so much better than me at video games that pay to win, I need it.
No. You heard what you just said. It's no point. It is no point. It does not need to exist. It's a single player RPG where you start from level 1 and you grind your way up to level 100. But I can cheat and get you to level 50, and you be like, well, damn, it played the game for me, so what was the point? I bought the game to buy it again to play it for me? Like, come on. Y'all gotta stop.
I agree with that in a single player game.
Yeah, y'all gotta stop with that. You know what else you gotta stop with?
What's the point of playing to win if I don't get to cheat other players?
Right. Well, that's a different thing entirely. But let me tell you else what you gotta stop with, because my segues are beautiful. You gotta stop with these goddamn reboots. These reboots. They got a White Men Can't Jump reboot. Did you know about this?
I think I saw it was Zach. Jesus Christ, Jack Harlow.
Yeah, Zachary Harlow. Zachary Harlow is going to be in the reboot. And some people are like, okay, cool, I'm with this. Or we got somebody in the chat. We got, hey, Trendsetter, Uncle Ron, add me. New phone, who this? I don't know who that is. He says, Uncle Ron, add me again. I don't know who that is. New phone, who this? This is not Pizza Hut. So, White Man Can't Jump, Zach Harlow, he's in it, and people are furious. Let me tell you something. All these remakes gotta stop. You need to come up with some original stuff. How do you feel about this remake?
I hate remakes and I hate reboots and I hate universes. You know this. I love original ideas. Give me a tight hour and a half to 2 hour movie, and I love it.
Reboots. Gotta stop them. Unless they reboot something that I like, which in that case is White Men Can't Jump. So this is fine.
Sometimes a reboot can be fine if the technology wasn't good enough when they made the story, but it's a prime story, that can be adapted today. Fine, I'm fine with a reboot. I'm fine with a remake. It's just that these cash grab, you know the difference between a cash grab and somebody who actually loves the source material and are trying to adapt it to today's audience.
I look at a reboot, a remake, or whatever. Reboot, remake, whatever. I look at it like this. It's a remix to a song. You still got the original song, but now you get more to enjoy. Some remixes are good if Lil Wayne's on them, and some remixes are not if Elbow Macaroni Sauce is on them. So if you get D-Cypher or Lil Wayne on your remix, you got a good song. But if you got Elbow Macaroni Cheese Sauce on your remix, it's going to more than likely be trash and go to Blockbuster. Straight to DVD. Straight to VHS. Trendsetter is saying this is Mech High. Who's Mech High? What's up, Mech High? Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
There's good reboots or remakes. Assault on Precinct 13 is the one that popped right into my head.
Jurassic World.
Ocean's 11.
Star Wars.
Jurassic
The Force
World
Awakens.
That's
a re-sequel, so
I
guess
don't know if
maybe
that's a reboot or a remake. Yeah,
that's a re-sequel. Sequel
story. Yeah. But yeah, I take these on a case by case basis. I will not. You know how big of a Harry Potter fan I am. I will not be watching this series.
Well, speaking of reboots, are you familiar with the Steam Deck? That's the handheld Steam console, basically.
Yes.
Asus is making their own handheld console, so they're rebooting that, and it's called the Asus Ally. It's going to be all white instead of all black, and it's going to have a 1080. Wait, what was it? 1080p screen versus 720p? Yeah, they're changing the screen resolution, so it's going to be $1,000 because it's going to have a higher refresh rate, and it's going to cost $1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah, it's $1,000 versus Steam Deck starting at $399. Now, Steam Deck can go as high as $600 if you get more storage, but Steam Deck starts at $399, so very competitive versus this Asus ROG.
But yeah, dude, miss me with $1,000.
Yeah. So that's a reboot. That's going to be copying off the original formula.
It's not a reboot. I see that you're trying to segue, and I appreciate a segue. I appreciate a good segue, but it's flailing here.
What is D-Cypher if not known for his forced segues? I'm like, a security guard trying to get up the escalator on a fucking Segway. These are forced segues, man. Just going.
You're like Paul Blart. You're Paul Blarting it.
I'm Paul Blarting it. Getting up the hill. Before I switch to the next segment, do you have any news stories? What's in the news that you've seen that you want to chit chat about?
I don't really watch the news.
I mean, video game news, movie news, entertainment news, all that stuff. I mean,
you know about this Harry Potter remake, right?
Oh yes. Well, let's talk about it. Tell me about it.
So they're gonna do the Harry Potter story, all the movies that have already been released. Instead of doing a new story in that universe, they're just gonna do the Harry Potter story. Each they're gonna do a series though, and each season will be a book.
Each season is a whole 8 episodes, 10 episodes, or how long are we talking? Because this could actually be good.
Maybe 8 to 10 episodes.
8 to 10 episodes. No, I'm gonna grow. Well, not me.
It was made too recently.
It's been 20 years. It's been 20 years.
It hasn't been 20 years. The last movie came out in what? 2015.
The last movie came out in probably 2013. I'm going to just pull up a window and say Harry Potter.
Deathly Hallows Part 2. Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Oh, that was 2011, bro. It's past prime now.
That's not, bro. So
because 2021 would have been 10 years. Yeah, 2021 would have been 10 years, so we good.
2021, 12 years is not enough, especially because it's so still fresh in our heads because true Potter fans are always watching movies, always playing the games, always, keeping up with it. It's too fresh in our heads and it was made too well. You don't need remakes of stuff that are made like that, like Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson did such a good job with Lord of the Rings. It doesn't need to be touched for another 50 years.
Another 50 years. God damn. I mean, he was cutting edge with those special effects, so fair enough.
It's fine. I mean, Wizard of Oz was made in the 60s. It holds up, my guy. We don't need another Wizard of Oz.
Well, I mean, I do want to know the backstory to Oz the Great and Powerful. You want to get a little bit more into
That's
that
what
world.
it's called. That's the movie came out already. Oz. It's called Oz, the Great and Powerful
I know that's what I
with
said.
James Franco.
Yeah. But no, I'm with that. I'm with that reboot story because now younger generations can grow up with those characters just like how we got to grow up with
Everybody, everybody who is a Harry Potter fan is still watching. Rory loves Harry Potter. She doesn't need to have been born when the
nah, she
movies were
ain't grow
coming
up with
out.
Daniel
She
Radcliffe.
watched the movies.
She not a real fan. She not a
Yeah,
she
yes. She's seen all those movies.
I think if the story is longer because of the 8 episodes, that's damn, what are they gonna be 40 minutes a piece? It's gonna be roughly like 6 hours told for each book. So that's better because you get to flesh out that world and flesh out that story more.
Already, they already have books. If you want it more fleshed out, read the books.
Yo, who reads? Who reads? What
I
is this?
read.
What is this disrespect coming from? Reading.
I read. Who doesn't read? You don't
Um,
read?
a lot of people don't read. I listen to audiobooks. So does that count?
Yes, that counts. I mean,
Yo, that doesn't
you got a
count.
baby.
That
It
does
does
not
count. You
count.
got a baby.
Listening to audiobooks is like cheating. That's like somebody reading for you, reading a bedtime story.
I was about to make a analogy here, but it's inappropriate, so I won't.
Well, you should see the comment section. It is very inappropriate. 9 Star says, if we can just pause for a second. 9 Star says, y'all should change it to Cypher Shit Gaming. Thank you. Thank you, 9 Star. Appreciate that. And then 9 Star also says, I'm about to come F you up, Cypher. If only you do it while I'm taking a bath. That'd be great. But I
I
think
will post his. Look, I will post his address in the Discord.
thank you. Um, so I don't even have a dad joke. Usually we do a dad joke segment. You got a dad joke? A nice funny dad joke. I'll go look up one. That's how we break the
Look up one.
yeah, I can't think of one right now. I gotta usually I'm on point to have these ready. Alright. Why do horses have low divorce rates? He's thinking about it.
Wait, you wanted me to actually answer? I thought you were just gonna.
Well, you say a funny answer. Usually you out
Uh,
funny my thing. So yeah, he's rusty too. This is the first one ever. All right, see you 9 Star. You heading out? All right. All right. So why do horses have low divorce rates?
why do horses have low divorce rates? Shit, I don't know. Why?
They have stable relationships. Badoom. Wait, did you not hear me?
No, I heard you.
Oh, you didn't laugh though.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna crack a beer. I'll be. Give me another one later after I had a beer too.
All right. Well, let's go into topic number one. Let's loosen you up and let's talk about our our love of pop culture, but also our fatherhood. So this is kind of a backdoor pilot into another podcast that I'd like Andrew and I to do. Andrew, you and I, but I know Andrew's a busy guy. Called Fatherhood and Fandom. So that's topic number one: fatherhood and fandom. How do you find the time to enjoy your fandom while also finding the time to be a good father or bad father, whatever your choice is?
Well, like I said, I kind of wrap my kids up in my nerddom. Adam is already a huge Naruto fan. Rory, like I said, loves Harry Potter. We watch the Goonies at least once every 2 months. I've been reading them Lord of the Rings for bedtime like twice a week. So yeah, that I would say that's how just get your kids involved.
That's the ultimate cheat code. If you want to enjoy, you know, those TV shows and those movies, you got to get the kids involved early. Trick them into liking it. They don't have no choice. They won't even know what outside world is and camp and sports. They're just gonna know wizards and Star Wars and Spider-Man gloves go everywhere. So that's how you do it. For me, how I find the time is I just make my wife do everything. I just throw the baby at the wife. As soon as I get in the door, I'm like, here, take this little thing. He's like, ah, and that's how I do it. You know, just burden the wife with all the kid work while I just play video games, play 2K all day. That's pretty much it. I play 2K all day and scratch my balls.
How can you play 2K that much? It would be that good.
What'd you say?
I said, how can you play 2K that much and still be that bad?
Well, I do the 2-on-2 blacktop. That's why I don't play the full 5-on-5. And it's a lot of
2v2 black.
yeah, it's a lot of mostly just sitting there scratching my balls. It's mostly that, not enough actual playing, running routes. I don't run enough routes. That's why I can't get past
Are you
the.
saying running routes?
Yeah, I don't run enough routes. I can't get past the scrimmage when I'm playing, so I end up losing and dropping the rock.
Do you know what you're saying? I don't know what you're saying.
Sports stuff, sports stuff. Those are sports terms. This guy doesn't know his sports
Okay, I
talk.
guess generally.
He doesn't know his sports talk. Let's see. Well, that's pretty good. So let's go on to the next topic. So, oh wait, hold. Actually, in between is rant section. So, oh sorry. This is called our next segment is called sipping tea. It's got a rant. Do you have a rant? An opening rant? Since we haven't done this in a while.
Do I have a rant? Um, you know what? My life's been pretty good recently. I'm not going to spoil my whole general vibe by trying to go to a negative place.
I like that. And I want to add to that and say, my rant is you a pussy. He can't even sit here and rant about something. It could be a positive rant. Doesn't he know that a rant doesn't necessarily mean it's bad? A rant is just, three sentences in a row without the other person talking. Like, this is a rant right now. So I got a rant that he can't commit. He is so non-committal. Just like elbow macaroni and cheese, he can't even make it himself. Pre-made punk. That's all he is. He's just a pre-made microwavable punk. God damn. That's my rant. That's my rant right there.
I actually been cooking a lot recently. Vicky got a job with Amazon. So she's working 4 10-hour shifts, Sunday through Wednesday, overnights. So
Four
I'm pretty much
10-hour
cooking dinner for,
shifts.
yep,
That's not bad. Because then
Sunday,
you got
Monday,
your you
Tuesday,
got your four
Wednesday.
days and you got 3 days off. Yeah, I had to think about that. I'm like, that's 40 hours, so that's good.
Yep.
Is she
But yeah, for
delivering the
most of the week, I'm
packages or
basically,
she's in the warehouse? She must be in the warehouse.
yeah, she's in a fulfillment center. She worked at UPS
Doing that, yeah.
doing, yeah, like managing the warehouse. So yeah, now she works for Amazon doing pretty much the same thing.
Is she forcing people to piss in a bottle?
I'll tell you what, the bathroom situation is not good.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
They're thinking about transferring her to North Korea, their North Korean station. It'll be pretty much the same situation over there.
Yeah. And the grocery stores will have just fake oranges inside of them. That's a reference to the
She's
interview.
allergic to citrus,
Oh, man.
so that'd be a great setup for
Oh, well, then that'll be perfect.
her.
Have you ever seen the movie The Interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco?
Yes, I have. Yes,
That was a reference for that.
I have.
That's a funny movie. That movie was so controversial. North Korea hacked Sony and
But yeah,
said,
no, I've been.
"Wait, you cut out. He's freezing." What'd you say?
And said what?
You had froze for a second. What did you say?
I was starting to say that I've been cooking most most nights, and I've been getting really good at it. But they started talking and saying your sentence, so I stopped and was going to let you
Oh, do you take pictures of your food?
finish. No, what the freak do I look like? A 16-year-old white girl?
Yo, you gotta preserve it. You know, the picture is like capturing the soul. You gotta capture the soul of what you made, or else it's not soul food. It's just food.
I made chili tonight.
All right. Well, chili looks like poop, so don't take a picture of
Chili. I made chili and Texas toast. It was banging.
that. Nice. All right. Well, topic number two, right? Yeah, topic number two. Let's share a personal story. So let's share either a funny or an embarrassing or a heartwarming story that relates to gaming. What story do you have? Or if you want, I can go first.
You go first.
All right, let me tell you about the time I played Metal Gear Solid 2. Sons of Liberty. So I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan. I'm a big PlayStation 1 fan. So that was my first video game console, was the PlayStation 1. So when we finally got when I got the PlayStation 1, I had games like Ridge Racer, Destruction Derby, and this one game called Metal Gear Solid. This game was way more adult than I've ever seen any video game ever. Way better than Crash Bandicoot. Kind of scared me. Was not a scary game at all, but I'm just a frightened little child. And every time the alarms would go off when the guards would see you, that would terrify me. It'd go, yeah, that scared the Jesus out of me. So later on in life, not too far along, probably going from age 6 to maybe, I don't even know, 10, Metal Gear Solid 2 comes out. So I'm thinking, okay, more of the same, better graphics, PS2, let's do it. And I also think, did we have the memory card at the time? I don't remember if we had the memory card at the time, but I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 2.
Whoa! You didn't have the memory card?
I can't remember because this was much earlier in life, so I don't remember that specific detail, because I'm gonna tell you that's very important to the story. So I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 2. And as far as I remember, we don't have the memory card, so I got to keep starting over every time. And my mom is like, "All right, you got
every time you play, you start over."
Right. So hear me out. So my mom's like, "You got to turn this game off, and you got to do chores." And I'm like, "Mom, I can't turn the game off because I keep having to start over." So as far as I could get was the tanker mission. So I'm sitting here playing this game, playing as my boy, my guy, my Ace Boon Coon, Solid Snake, thinking the whole game is.
You didn't realize that the whole game was raided.
Right, so let me tell you. So I'm playing, and I gotta keep starting over. No problem. I mastered the tanker level. Bop, 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 bop. Sniping them, shooting them, stealthing them. And you can play the tanker level for a very long time, because you can go in action, or you can go in stealth, because this was the first one that lets you kind of go first person to shoot. So I do the tanker level, and I sneak. And I stay up all night. This is the first time I stay up all night. And this story is also why I have to wear glasses. Because this is one of them old-ass boob tube TVs. And I'm all up on it. I'm all up on it trying to sneak so I can hurry and press the button. Because this is before TVs had remotes, kids. Yeah. It get like that. TVs did not have remotes. You had to physically press a button. So I had to stay close to the TV so I could sneak and turn it off in case she came downstairs. Because I was playing in the den. Because the regular bedroom was upstairs. There was no TV upstairs, so I was playing in like the den. That's the room next to the living room. It was an old person house, so they had a den. Who has a den? The fuck is
First
a
of all,
den?
what kind of situation was you living in?
We were
You had a
on
den,
47th.
An old ass TV with no remote and no TV in your room. What the hell?
This is like 2002, 2003. We were on 47th and Walnut Street, so one of the nice houses there.
Bro, you were like 9 blocks from where I lived. It's not like you were in some crazy ass backwater. Like, that's pretty much, in the heart of the city.
Yeah, so it was like we was in the den, because when you walk in, it had 2 doors. It's very nice. It had a door that goes to the living room and a door that goes to like this all glass room. Basically, like the enclosed porch was really what it is, but it was all wooden, so it was called a den. Because a porch is like more stucco. Doesn't matter. All that real estate shit don't even matter. So I'm playing this game all night because I can't save, and I finally get past the tanker mission, and then I see this guy jumping. What does Raiden first do? Does he jump up? No. Snake jumps off the bridge. I don't remember how Raiden
sneaks onto the boat.
Right, he sneaks onto the boat, and I'm like, okay, who's this guy? Who is this guy? Well, okay, maybe I gotta play as him for too long. So I'm playing as Raiden, and I'm playing And I keep playing, and I'm like, when do I switch back? I see Snake, and he calls himself Pliskin, Snake Pliskin, trying to hide, trying to cat. So I'm like, hey, I'm not that Snake you know. So I'm playing this game all night, staying up all night, because this is
Snake
back in
Plissken like Kurt Russell.
yeah, and so this is back in the day where games weren't super hella long. You could actually beat them in a day or a weekend if you stayed up all night. So I played it, and I go through the missions, and you're on the oil tanker. In each little mission, you got to fight up against the mini boss. There was a fat guy on roller skates. There was a black girl that couldn't get hit by.
I remember that guy.
Yeah, there was a black girl that couldn't get hit by bullets, and she swore she was hot shit till later in the story you realize she wasn't hot shit. Not gonna spoil it. And then there was a vampire. His name was Vamp. Like, just the most basic name. Whatever.
Wait, Vamp? I thought Vamp was in Metal Gear Solid 1.
No, Vamp was in Metal Gear Solid 2, and he was a vampire. Or he was something else. But
Was there also a vampire character?
no, in Metal Gear Solid 1, there was Raven. He was the guy with the minigun, and he would fight on the tank. And there was Psycho Mantis, and then there was Sniper Wolf. And there was Revolver
Sniper
Ocelot.
Wolf. Oh, Ocelot was the kid.
Revolver Ocelot was that guy. Revolver Ocelot was also in Metal Gear Solid 2, by the way. So, basically, I stayed up all night.
You got a character that cool.
Yeah.
You gotta use them in every game.
So I stayed up all night playing this game, face glued to the TV, and later on I would find out that my doctor said, you know, son, by the time you turn 30, you're going to need glasses. And I'm like, get out of my face. And I wear glasses now. So he was right. Don't be all up on TVs. But the new TVs, you can't even really do that anyway. They don't need to be doing that. But the old TVs, you had to just be all up on them. Anywho, so that was just that fun story of how I had to stay up all night to beat this game in one day. Eyes burning. By the time I got to the end of Metal Gear Solid 2 is crazy weird. Let me tell you, Raiden starts tripping. The person who he was talking to...
Whoa, I just said no spoilers.
Oh, shoot. Whew, I almost went in. Let me just tell you, it gets weird. So that was my little fun story of how I had to stay up all night long to play a video game because we had no memory card. And I also fucked up my eyes in the process.
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. Metal Gear Solid fan for life.
I was thinking something more recent. We went to see Super Mario. I went with my son, my daughter, and my little sister. And I have a... Wait, can I say this on here? I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this. I have a jailbroken Wii, and I have like 50 Nintendo 64 GameCube games on there. All games that I owned before. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Hey, there we go. Own currently. He owns the physical copies. He just needed to have a digital preservation for game archival sake. I got you.
Either way,
I got you.
We went to see Super Mario, and my kids like loved it. My daughter thought Peach was the best, so we get back home and we played Rainbow Road Mario Kart like 30 times in a row.
That's far too many times. After 10 times, you already get the gist of it. 30 is too many.
We did Rainbow Road once. Then we switched to Bowser's Castle, and they thought it was too hard. So we went back to Rainbow Road, and I'm like, do y'all want to do another level? But they were so, like, traumatized from Bowser's Castle that they're like, no, let's just play Rainbow Road again. We just kept racing the same level.
Fair enough. Fair point. All right.
I thought that was heartwarming. I mean, we never done that before.
No, that was great. Topic number... Oh, no, we just did topic number 2. Ad section. So today's episode is sponsored by no one. If you want to sponsor this episode, take a look at the channel description or the words underneath the video, and you can see the link to send us an email to sponsor it. And then you can be talked about in this ad section. Topic number 3. Trivia time. So let's do Star Wars trivia. Wait, first of all, what are you better at, Star Wars or MCU?
Star Wars for sure.
All right, we're gonna do Star Wars trivia. So this is inspired by one of the things that I take inspiration from is this podcast or group of friends called the Weekly Planet in Mr. Sunday Movies, and they do this thing where he messes with his other co-host, and they try to do it, or he does a trivia and they try to answer it. So I'm gonna pull up Star Wars trivia, and we're gonna see how well that you can do as I read you these questions. So give me a moment to get that pulled up. All right. Let's see. Will it give you the answers? Because if it doesn't, I don't like that. Well, we'll try it and we'll see if we can get it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Which Star Wars movie was filmed entirely in the studio? Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, Return of the Jedi, or Star Wars original Star Wars?
It says Star Wars. It's a new.
So you have a choice between Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, or Episode 4, Star Wars.
It's not.
Your audio is cutting out.
Attack of okay, sorry about that. I know for a fact that it's not 6. It's not Return of the Jedi.
I want to say it's Star Wars.
And
no, it's entirely in the studio. Oh, it's Revenge of the
it's
Sith.
not Attack of the Clones.
It's got to be Revenge of the Sith.
It's
That's
not Attack of the Clones
most
because
CGI
the
one.
scene when they're on. Yeah, the scene when Anakin and Padme are on Naboo. That's not studio.
I think
So it's either Revenge of the Sith or Hope.
Yeah, I think it's Revenge of the Sith. Would be my guess. It's Revenge of the Sith. Your audio's cutting out. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Yeah, it's getting a little choppy. Or a lot choppy, actually, technically. It's getting a lot choppy.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
All right, cool. So I said, let's go with your gut because or Return of the Jedi. I mean, I know it's not Attack of the Clones or Return of the Jedi, so it's got to be Revenge of the Sith or A New Hope. If that's your gut, Revenge of the Sith.
I think it was right. It says, unlike the previous Star Wars films, were both shot on sound stages and on location, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, was filmed entirely in the studio. I knew it. It was so green screeny. You could tell. The only location work was background plate shot during the production of Episode 2. Yep. All right. Question number 2. Which of the 3 main heroes, that's Luke, Leia, and Han Solo, in case you didn't know, in the first Star Wars trilogy refused to sign a 3-picture deal? Oh, this one's easy. Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, or they all signed?
Shit. Harrison Ford was the only one that was. I was gonna say Harrison.
I'm saying Harrison Ford too. He's the only one that hates. He's the only one that hates Star Wars. He's like, yeah, I knew it. Having Han Solo frozen in carbonite was, at least in part, due to the fact that they were not sure that Harrison Ford would return for a third film. When the original Star Wars was made, Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill were signed for a 3-picture deal, but Ford refused. He notoriously is like, I don't like all this space bullshit. I just want to check. So shout out to him for any time he gets involved in anything science fiction, because it's rumors, it might have already been officially cast. He's been cast to replace the actor William Hurt, the actor who previously played Thunderbolt Ross, because he passed away, R.I.P. So for him to even sign on, because he's a great actor, it was a big deal because he don't like comic book stuff. So good to him.
It's not really science fiction. It's more,
it's comic-y,
superhero.
Yeah, superhero. There it is. This one's you better know without me even need to say the question. What color, or the answers? What color is Mace Windu's lightsaber?
Purple.
There's a in there, like he had to think about that. Yes, there is no mystical.
The next question: what color is Mace Windu's gums? Black.
Okay. Oh, okay. The Star Wars Holiday Special marked the first appearance of which character? I know this one too. Oh, sorry. Jar Jar Binks, Boba Fett, Lando Calrissian, or Jabba the Hutt?
The holiday special. I would say Boba Fett.
Ding ding, or like there you go, ding ding. That's correct. He first appeared on there. All right. What actor pulled out of Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith when he discovered that non-union actors were being used in the film? Oh, this one I have no clue. George Clooney, Gary Oldman, Gary Coleman, or Mel Gibson? Yeah, this one I don't know.
Come on, it gotta be Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. It was right. He agreed to do the voice of General Grievous. Oh, that would have been great. But pulled out a film because it was being made using actors who were not part of the Screen Actors Guild, of which Oldman was a member. Okay, respect. Who was the only non-Jedi in the original Star Wars trilogy to use a lightsaber? R2-D2, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, or Han Solo? I don't remember any of them using a lightsaber. I probably think.
Doesn't Han Solo use Luke's lightsaber to cut open the tauntaun?
Okay, technically R2-D2 uses sure. And technically R2-D2 uses a lightsaber to give it to Luke at the end of, in the beginning of Return of the Jedi when they're on the barge. He shoots it at him.
That's not using a lightsaber.
It's not. I just wanted to be.
Han Solo uses the lightsaber to cut open the tauntaun on top.
Yeah, I just wanted to be difficult. All right, so Han Solo is correct. He does. He cuts open the tauntaun's belly. Good man. What character did George Lucas consider making a midget? Chewbacca, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, or Jar Jar Binks? That's so funny.
What do you mean consider making a midget?
He thought about making one of these characters a midget, which, by the way, hurtful term. Didn't say little person. I'm reading the screen, by the way.
So it can be Luke and Leia. It cannot be Luke or Leia.
All right, we got two more. You got Chewbacca, who's notoriously tall, and Jar Jar Binks, who's notoriously awful. Misa.
I'm going Jar Jar Binks just because I hate him.
Wrong. It was actually Chewbacca.
Screw you.
What? It wasn't Chewbacca? Damn, it was Luke. Holy. At one point,
Luke Skywalker be a midget?
He was going to be a midget along with Zion. First of all, he got too many cues from Lord of the Rings then. He wanted them to be little people. He wanted them to be hobbits, basically. Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? It's from the story idea. Nice. All right. Who served as Jabba the Hutt's chief of staff? Newt Gunray, Maz Kanata, Sarlacc, or Bib Fortuna? I know this one. Yeah, Bib Fortuna. Correct. He was a male Twi'lek who handled all of the day-to-day operations at Jabba's palace. Approximately, how many languages can C-3PO speak? 6 trillion, 6 million, 6,000, or 6 billion? Oh, I have no clue of this one. I'm going to say 6,000.
6 million.
6 million's a lot of languages. And it was right. That's too many languages. First of all, having 1 million languages, even if it's an alien world, that's too many. Last one. In episode 6, Return of the Jedi, the growls and sounds of the Rancor in Jabba's palace were actually made by what animal? Pigeon, Dachshund, Panther, or Wolverine? Oh, I don't know this one at all. Dachshund? It's probably.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of how it sounds and what the hell it could sound like.
Brr.
Now, pigeon is probably the answer, just because you would think that's not a pigeon. I was going to say, have you ever heard pigeon?
I'm just giving you different animals, trying to think of how the Rancor sounds. You going?
No, Wolverine is probably too obvious. No.
It's not a panther because that's
obvious.
like.
Yeah, what was the other one?
It was Dachshund and Pigeon and Wolverine and Panther. Dachshund.
Go Pigeon.
Pigeon? No, not Pigeon.
It's on you then. It's on you.
It was Dachshund. The growls and sounds of the Rancor in Jabba's palace were actually remixed audio from a recording of an aggressive Dachshund. All right. There we go. Let's see. Oh, fresh off the pot. Viewer mail. Well, I guess that would be me reading the comments, which I've already done. And if you wanted to leave more viewer mail, you can pose a question on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Just say at topics, what is it called? Talking to Teacups, and just pose your question and we'll read it. Or just drop your comments and we'll read your fan mail. We don't have any right now. because I was just already reading everything out loud. Trendsetter says do Power trivia. You watch the TV show Power?
I do not watch Power.
I do not either. So there will be no Power trivia because I don't watch it. We get every question wrong. Oh, look at this. Next segment is
Trivia about Power from Chainsaw Man.
yeah, but well, I guess I'd answer that. You'd ask me the questions. I don't know it, but I could guess my way through it.
I was just joking.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I could guess my way
I
through
was
it.
just joking.
All right. This next segment, Lawrence or Elbow Macaroni Sauce has asked for years now. He's called Sunday Punday. Please, El Macaroni. Take us
Oh
away.
man, I forgot about this.
Yep, Sunday Punday. Take us away. What do you got?
Actually, I can't, dude. I forgot that this segment existed. This is what happens when you take 2 years off of a podcast.
Yep. You got no puns in the
You're
back
gonna,
pocket?
yeah. We're gonna have to be. I mean, I have puns, but none that work here for Sunday Pun Day because it usually is topical with something that happened during the week.
I guess your Jonathan Majors thing was kind of funny. It wasn't a pun. It wasn't punny, but it was funny.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no. Yeah, sorry guys. We're just knocking the rust off here.
All right. And I guess our last topic would
Next
be
week I will have so many puns for you guys.
nice. Our last topic is going to talk about travel and adventure. We're just going to take turns sharing stories of adventures that we've had or any travels, any places that we've gone to, and just talk about our experiences. Lawrence, you
In the last 2 years?
yeah, you do the most traveling. You tell me, or actually, I can go first if you want.
Well, I went to Ireland last month.
Tell us about it. How was it? Summarize it or go
Oh,
into detail.
Ireland. Dude, Ireland was beautiful, man. If you guys like, you know, anything that has to do with nature, or if you like medieval crap castles and like old timey bars and pubs or things like that, go to Ireland, man. It was such a great time.
How's the potatoes?
Drank a lot. Oh, they have so many potatoes. They give you potatoes with almost every dish.
I would love to be there then.
We had the very first time we were there, got chicken from this pub. It's the fifth oldest pub in Europe.
Damn.
And yeah, I got the chicken from there, and it was so freaking good. And the guy on the table next to us got the chicken too. And I just so happened to look over, and I'm a big mouth. Vicky is kind of introverted. I'm a big mouth. I talk to everybody. I'm just start talking to the guy about this chicken, and it turns out that he's an awesome person. His name is Hector, and we hung out with him for the entire week that we were there.
Nice.
So yeah, there's that. We drank a lot. When we were getting on the plane to come back, we had to go through customs, and the lady asked us. We thought she asked us, "How much have you had to drink, or how much alcohol did you have?" And me and Vicky look at each other. We're like, "How much alcohol did we have?" So much, like incalculable amounts. We drank so much alcohol.
Nice.
And the lady looked at us mad, and she's just like, "No, how much alcohol do you have, like that you're bringing back to America?" And we're like, "Oh, one bottle, just one bottle."
Wait, can you do that? Like a small travel size bottle or a regular size bottle?
No, a regular bottle. You just bring it to customs.
Nice.
But yeah, that was it for me. Ireland was amazing. You guys should definitely go there.
Yeah, I would travel there just for the potatoes alone. For me, it's the potatoes, man. I gotta get me some of those potatoes.
The food was great. So apparently, um, the food in the United Kingdom was always bland and like regular, but they've had kind of like a boom where they've hired a lot of foreign chefs, a lot of money to bring them over. So they've had like a total overhaul in the food that they serve over there, and
Oh,
it's amazing.
Wait, that's interesting. They've had bland food for a long time. I wonder if they knew it was bland or their taste buds were so used to it where they probably didn't even notice. Because I'm sure they use salt at least. That's a basic seasoning. But maybe paprika, that was probably like, what? Paprika? What are you doing?
Yeah, like spices like that were very uncommon, especially in their medieval times or ancient times.
Interesting. Let me see. What travel has I gone on? Nothing recently. I was on a cruise and then we went to was it Dominican Republic, I want to say? Yeah. So the cruise was very fun. It was the first time doing a cruise. Long time. We didn't even do the stupid 2 day, 3 day thing. I think we did a 5 day cruise. So first couple, maybe it was a 7 day. I think it was probably five. First couple days, you're like, oh yeah, this is
Where'd
fun.
you where'd you um where'd you depart from?
Miami.
Okay.
So we spent like a half a day in Miami as well. But we didn't go to anything cool in Miami because we also had like old people with us who was just probably tired and didn't feel like traveling. So the time that we spent in Miami sucked because we didn't do anything besides just get breakfast. Really nice restaurant too. A little cramped. It felt like going to a New York restaurant where it's all small. Food's good, but it was like too small. It was just too small and everybody bumped up on everybody. But the time on the boat was great. So the boat had all you can eat food. You had a pool, a slide, ice cream. It had first of all, I'm mad that the IMAX theater didn't come with like the boat. Like you have to pay separately for that, but that's just being on a trip. It had an arcade inside of there. That was fine. My dumb self played the VR things, and I got the motion sickness, so I was sick. First of all, a lot of things on the boat was getting me sick. Being on the lower decks, getting sick. Being on the front of the ship, on the lower decks, getting sick. That's pretty much it. Oh, and the VR thing, getting sick. So they didn't have I like ginger ale to help me when I get motion sickness, but they only had what's it called, Schweppes. So we're not sponsored, but if I was to get sponsored, I need Canada Dry. That's what I need. That's the only ginger ale that I like. Schweppes, I don't mess with you. And then what's the other brand? Who cares?
I think that's a racial thing, bro.
Oh, like how black people
White
like
people
Sprite.
drink Schweppes. Black people drink Canada Dry for a fact.
Yeah, like how LeBron James was sponsored by Sprite for a little bit. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
White people drink Sierra Mist.
Yo,
Everybody
that
knows
is the
this.
other one too. Yes, I did a Sierra Mist. Oh man. Well, that was my little story. And our last segment is rate the bars. And of course, I don't have any bars right now. So usually I would have just some lyrics, some rap.
Yo, yeah. We are just knocking the rust off today.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. You can find us here on YouTube and on Twitch. And if you're lucky enough to get into the Discord, you can find us there live every Sunday. Same black time, same black channel. We out.